the planet Sun in astrology. So in this video, in a very casual manner, I'm going to teach you and I'm going to explain to you about the significance, the meaning, the role, the nature and the qualities of planet Sun. So this is going to be sort of a one-to-one conversation, nothing to carry a board. Don't take a notebook or a pencil and don't start taking notes. This is a very casual take on the planet Sun because we are always under pressure to learn. At times it is important to just relax yourself and just understand what the Sun is and what are its qualities. So in this way you'll be able to understand the significance of Sun better in astrology. So the Sun, the mighty Sun, it is the most brightest, luminous and powerful planet in the solar system because our personal existence, our well-being and the life itself is dependent primarily on the Sun. If there is no Sun in the solar system, there is no heat, there is no light, there is no life. So without Sun, everything is incomplete. That is why the Sun has been given the status of the king of the planets. It is the Raja, it is the king, it is a royal planet, it is the giver of ego, self-confidence, confidence primarily. Now if Sun is very strong, then the person is very overconfident. If Sun is very weak, then the person is underconfident or less confident and conscious. But if the Sun is very balanced, then the person is always balanced. Alright. So among the three most important planets in astrology, the Lagna Lord, that is the ascendant Lord, the Sun and the Moon, if any of the three gets weakened, then the person becomes a bit nervous, becomes a bit shy and he loses or something like he's under pressure always, right, in life. But if the Moon, the Sun and the ascendant Lord, if all the three are strong, then the person is confident and he overcomes problems and struggles in life and he also faces all the situations with confidence. Alright. So the Sun gets exalted in the sign of Aries. Alright. So Aries is the first sign of the Kalpurush. It comes in the first Rashi and the Sun gets exalted, that is it is at its highest potential when it is in Aries. Alright. And Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. So Mars and Sun are friendly to each other. Right. So Mars is something like the general of the armies who is taking orders. But Sun is the king, right? What the king does, he sits in the throne and he orders, go and attack this country, go do this, go do that. So people who are holding very high position in life, that can be a prime minister or a president or the CEO of a company or the president of a very important country. So all these people who are at high gravity position, they are having very strong Sun and they are the supreme authority. Right? Nobody can question and challenge that authority. So Sun, if very strong in your horoscope, it makes you the supreme authority. You become the top. You become, you are at the top and nobody can question you. Alright. The Sun is also called as the Atma Karaka. Atma Karaka means the Sun signifies the soul of a person. Alright. So Sun, it's like a perennial and continuous source of energy. It is continuously illuminating and providing energy to the world, right? Similarly, the soul, the Atman, which is there inside our body, which is invisible but which is actually giving life force and making us experience lifetime after lifetime, it's controlled by the planet Sun, right? Because the soul never dies and the Sun doesn't die. It's continuous. It's going on and on. Now you can give scientific arguments that when the hydrogen gets over and it is not able to do nuclear fusion, then the Sun is going to explode, right? Everything has a time in a relatively larger scale, but for us relatively the Sun has a lifetime of billions and billions of years, whereas we live for a significant 70, 80 or 90 years max, right? The Sun gives very good results in the first house, irrespective of it being placed in any zodiac sign. Even if the Sun is in Libra, but if it is in the first house, then Sun is very strong. And Sun comes in the first house if you are born during morning time, during sunrise. And Sun comes to the 7th house if you are born in the evening time. that is, let's say 6 to 7 p.m., sun becomes weak because it is sunset. So the first house is the east where the sun is rising, and the seventh house is the west where the sun sets. Alright. Saturn is very strong in the seventh house in the west, and sun becomes weak. So if the sun is placed in your seventh house, even if the sun is exalted, even if the sun is placed in Leo, own sign, friendly sign, whatever the case may be, but sun is weakened, because a person who has sun in the first house is always confident. He knows what needs to be done and he doesn't look out for support or partners. But a person who has got sun in the seventh house, he is personally not that confident. He is seeking confidence from the seventh house, which is the business partner or the spouse or the life partner. So whatever he wants to do, he won't do it alone. He will always seek somebody's help, seek somebody as a partner to guide him or to be with him, right? So sun becomes relatively weakened in the seventh house, alright? Sun, when it is very strong, makes a person so egoistic and so stubborn that it also causes loss, alright? And sun is said to be a malefic planet in the horoscope, alright? Why it is said to be malefic in the horoscope is because the sun continuously burns and it is producing heat, right? When sun is producing heat continuously and it is burning, right? Any planet which comes at least 8 degrees closer to the sun, that is, let's say this is the span of the sun, 8 degrees, and sun is at the center. Any planet which is 8 degrees close to the sun, that means the planet is burnt. The signification, the quality of that particular planet is burnt. If I have to explain it to you in a simple way, it means that if, let's say, Venus is 8 degrees within the range of sun, so let's say sun is in 25 degree Aries, and if Venus is in 29 degree of Aries or 16 degree of Aries, that means Venus has come very close to the sun. Now what that means is that Venus is getting burnt, Venus is getting combust. It's called combustion. And because Venus is combust, the qualities, the significance, the power, the potential of Venus relatively comes down in your horoscope, right? So sun, why it is called a malefic? Because it burns, and because it makes the planet who is coming close with him lose its power or significance. Just like in a room, if you are switching on the light and there is a 1000-watt light, but it's during daytime, then even though it is a 1000-watt light, but because it is close to the sun, in front of the sun it is very insignificant, right? So because of that it is losing its quality, right? So sun is such a beautiful planet that it gives you vital force, alright? So even if your ascendant lord or lagna lord is weakened, even if your first house is in a very bad shape, but if you have got a very strong sun in the horoscope, then it will give you vital force. It will give you the energy to continuously do things, to continuously act and continuously get involved in things, because vitality is something else and health is something else, alright? Sun also becomes very strong in the 10th house of the horoscope. That is, in the 10th house, the sun becomes Dikbali. That means sun, whatever quality it is trying to exhibit, it becomes very easier and stronger for the sun to manifest those qualities through the 10th house. So that's why if a person is having sun placed in the 10th house, the sun is a very strong sun in his horoscope, right? So it is very important to know that sun becomes very strong in Aries, and especially if sun is placed strong in Aries in the first house or the 10th house, then it is a very powerful and potent sun. Similarly, sun, if it is placed in the 4th house of your horoscope, that means even if it is placed exalted, even if it is placed in Leo, but the 4th house is the house where sun is very uncomfortable, because it is ruled by moon and it is Cancer, right? And it's a water sign, and sun is a fairy planet, right? It's a fire element. So sun doesn't feel very comfortable in the 4th house. So whenever sun is placed in the 4th house also, it burns the significance of the 4th house. You will have ego issues with your mother, you will have ego issues with your parents, you will have ego issues with your near and dear ones, and because of ego, because of the heat of the sun, the environment of the house will get spoiled. So the family members itself, the house, the ambience of the house will be such that there will be a lot of ego, right? So it is very important for the sun to be well placed in the chart, and it is very important for the sun to be well placed in the Navamsha chart as well, because In the Navamsha chart, if the sun becomes debilitated or weak, or it is in the 6th, 8th and 12th, conjoined with Saturn or Rahu, then it is very detrimental, right? And when sun comes in close contact with malefics like Saturn and Rahu, it creates a sort of grahan or eclipse over the sun, and it weakens the sun. So it is very important that in the horoscope, Rahu and Saturn are not aspecting the sun, it is not conjunct with the sun, because if it does so, then the significance and the power of the sun becomes weakened, right? Sun also controls the bones, right, of your body, along with, to a certain extent, Saturn, but sun is the significator of the bones, alright. So if you have any bone issues in your body, that is bone problems, very fragile bone health, that means the sun is weak in your chart. The best astrological remedy for the planet sun is to go and expose yourself to the sun, right? Because when you are deficient in the sun's energy, even in a scientific sense, vitamin D, it is really important for absorbing calcium and bone health, right? So when sun is not continuously absorbed into your body, sunlight is not absorbed into your body, it makes you very weak and it makes you very lethargic. Even when you have vitamin D deficiency, you become very lethargic, you don't have the will to do anything, right? So similarly, if the sun is weak in the chart, it is very important for you to go out and expose yourself to the sunlight, because it is the best remedy, right? You can also increase the power of the sun in your horoscope by either chanting mantras of the sun. You can chant Om Hreem Suryaya Namaha, that's a very good mantra of the sun. Or you can chant the Bij mantra of the sun, Om Hram Hreem Hraum Sa Suryaya Namaha. Any of the two mantras you can chant, but it is very important that you don't chant sun mantras a lot, because sun burns. So too much of sun will definitely cause a lot of problems also. So it is important to balance your sun. Too much of heat burns, right? So this is what I thought I would explain in a simpler and conversation style about the sun, and I hope you guys learn something from this video. Alright, so that's it for today. This is Purabs signing off. Adios, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Take care.